It's Friday, August 30. In the headlines, JPS announces full electricity restoration in St. Elizabeth. Regionally, in Barbados, call for greater focus on local and regional history. In sports, 3 Jamaicans made it through to the finals of the World Athletics Under-20 Championships. This is the Weekend News on PBC Jamaica. I'm Simone Absalom Gale. The Jamaica Public Service, JPS, has announced that residents in all sections of St. Elizabeth have now been fully restored with electricity. Full restoration took 60 days to be completed following the devastating damage left by Hurricane Beryl on July 3rd. JPS President and CEO Hugh Grant announced the service restoration on Thursday, a few days ahead of the scheduled completion date of August 31. He's quoted saying, "JPS has now completed power restoration in the parish of St. Elizabeth, 3 days ahead of schedule and right in time for back to school, one of the biggest events in the lives of our young people and their families." End quote. He noted, however, that while power has been restored to all communities in the parish, there are some customers who may still have issues on their properties, preventing them from receiving electricity supply. Mr. Grant says, quote, "We are working with those customers to have those issues resolved so we can get them the power because the power is in the communities." End quote. He adds that some residents may also have electrical outages due to access issues, but those will be resolved soon. Noting that sections of the network have been completely rebuilt, he says the work will continue in the ensuing weeks on a planned basis. A multi-million-dollar oxygen plant was unveiled in St. Anne's Bay Regional Hospital last Thursday as part of the Health Ministry's initiative to diversify medical-grade oxygen supply in the public health system. Fully owned and operated by the Government of Jamaica, the plant was announced following a surge in COVID-19 cases in 2021 that highlighted the need for a reliable oxygen supply. This new facility aims to meet the critical demand for oxygen in acute illness and reduce reliance on a single supplier.
This launch/turning on our own generating capacity for medical oxygen is historic because it's the first time we're doing it. And it's historic because it is adding a valuable proposition to our capacity to provide service to the patients that we serve here at St. Anne's Bay. It's historic because it represents part of the transformation that we have embarked on and that we're following through with.
This oxygen plant is a testament to the power of determination, collaboration, and shared commitment to saving lives. What once seemed like a distant goal is now a reality.
We are thrilled that improved supply of and access to medical oxygen will be a positive legacy of Jamaica's pandemic response and Canada's support. This plant represents a significant step forward to ensuring a steady, reliable, and affordable supply of medical oxygen across the island. Canada is proud to have provided the funding to make this a reality. First, government-run oxygen plant in Jamaica. As a leading donor in the oxygen space, Canada will continue to support countries to increase oxygen capacity through investments in oxygen supply, infrastructure, and the workforce. This commitment is part of our broader effort to strengthen health systems for an inclusive, sustainable COVID-19 recovery and forward-looking pandemic prevention, preparedness, and response efforts.
This oxygen plant will not only serve the immediate needs of patients, but also act as a training hub for healthcare professionals, ensuring that the knowledge and skills necessary for the effective use of medical oxygen are disseminated widely. We have already supported the training of 8 biomedical engineers and will work with the Northeast Regional Health Authority to train the additional staff to support the operation of the plant. The lessons we have learned in establishing this plant are already being applied as we prepare to establish the second plant at the May Payne Hospital in Clarendon. Concurrently, and most importantly, UNICEF is collaborating with the government to develop policies, guidance, and a standard for oxygen operation around the country.
I express our deepest gratitude to UNICEF and the Canadian High Commission for their generous support and commitment to improving healthcare outcomes here at the St. Anne's Bay Regional Hospital and island-wide. Your partnership with this cause is truly commendable, and we are honored to have you as allies in our mission to provide exceptional healthcare services to those in need. As we mark this special occasion and witness the handover of this critical facility, let us reaffirm our shared commitment to excellence, compassion, and innovation in healthcare. Let this moment inspire us to continue pushing the boundaries of what is possible in healthcare, knowing that together we can make a real difference in our patients' lives and contribute to our community's well-being.
The addition of this oxygen plant embraces our ability to provide essential care, particularly in emergencies and for those most in need. This achievement is a testament to the hard work, collaboration, and vision of all involved, from our healthcare professionals who dedicate themselves daily to the service of others, to the generous partners and stakeholders who have supported this initiative. Thank you so much.
I am indeed pleased that we have gotten to this stage. It is an essential stage or step towards resilience. It reaffirms the commitments that have been made by the government, by the ministry. It supports the partnership that has remained strong and will only strengthen, given the importance of what we're doing here and will do in May Payne. And ultimately and critically, it is benefiting and will benefit the people of Jamaica, which is really what it's about. That's why we are here. We are here to serve those who need this type of service.
The 100 compressed natural gas buses, which were handed over to the Jamaica Urban Transit Company this week, boasts improved security features. Speaking at the handing over ceremony, Prime Minister Andrew Holness said they were delivered with trackers.
One of the things I want to draw attention to would be the number of cameras that are on the bus. I understand that there are 13 cameras on the bus. At the back, in the center here, at the doors and the sternum. So the driver has a full view of what is happening. And that of course helps to moderate behavior on the bus. My understanding is that the feeds are captured. So if incidents were to occur on the bus, we can review and track and trace. The bus is also being geo-tracked, meaning it is possible to see the bus en route, and that functionality is not just for route management and for security, but it offers a great convenience, because I understand, Minister, there is an app that you will be able to track your bus on the app, so that helps you with time management. You know where the bus is and you know what time
whether the bus is crowded,
and you will know even that level of detail, the number of persons who are seated. So it's bringing Jamaican transportation into the 21st century.
The Prime Minister says the buses will also help to improve productivity of the nation, and they are proof of proper fiscal management.
The shortage of the bus is not the real problem. The real problem was that we never spent the time to properly manage our fiscal affairs, meaning how we manage the public revenues, how we deal with taxes, and how we manage expenditure, and how we develop the real sectors in our economy so that they can grow and generate more revenues from which we then purchase the assets and infrastructure that adds to the convenience, the well-being, and indeed the prosperity of your lives.
Shark attacks are known to happen in deep waters and are often associated with deep-sea fishing and, in particular, spearfishing. SharkAttackData.com reports 10 fatal attacks between 1827 to date in Jamaica. The recent unconfirmed reports of a teenager losing his life to a shark attack has many fearful, but experts say there is nothing to fear. Here's more in this report.
Recently, stories surfaced of a young man losing his life to a shark attack. The police are yet to confirm if this is the case.
First, we heard it was a shark attack, and then we heard it was a possible shark attack, and today the police came out and said that there is no evidence suggesting right now that it's a shark attack. I would say to people, wait until the full investigation is done. For the spear fishermen that are going out to fish, please do not go out by yourself. Go out with a friend. And when you shoot a fish, please tie them on a string and do not put them in your clothes. For the people who are planning to go out to take revenge on the sharks out there, I don't want another incident to happen. So please be careful and don't go out there go trouble a shark. And also you might go harm a shark that don't have nothing to do with the incident.
Many are afraid of sharks due in part to nail-biting horror movies like Jaws. Contrary to these fears, the most common sharks in Jamaica are nurse sharks, which are reportedly docile.
For the people who are contacting me and say that they're afraid to take a swim, yes, we are all nervous, especially after we heard about all the incidents on social media. But most of our beaches are safe, and there are protocols you can do to keep yourself safe. In the coming days, we're going to put out information about the shark species that we have in our waters and what we can do to be safe and also to protect our sharks. Thank you very much and peace.
For the news on PBCJ, I am Marlon Samuels.
Time now for the business report with Denise Williams.
Good day, everyone, and thank you for joining us on the Business Report. I'm Denise Williams, your guide through the latest happenings in the world of business. Innovative Energy Group Limited has advised that the company entered into an agreement dated August 26, 2024 with Innovative Energy Company DBA IEC SPEI Limited to purchase 100% of its shares for a purchase consideration of a US $17,746,443, equivalent to 2.8 billion Jamaican dollars, thereby obtaining full control over all the assets and liabilities of the company. Innovative Energy Company Limited is a Jamaican-based, vertically integrated energy company whose team has over 3 decades of experience in the private energy industry. They have developed, financed, constructed, and operated over 20 energy projects in the United States, Central America, and Jamaica with a total capital cost of over US $800 million. The Jamaica Tourist Board has appointed Buzz Travel Marketing Middle East as its new trade representative office for the Gulf Cooperation Council region, which includes countries such as India and Dubai. The aim is to seek new markets to expand Jamaica's appeal. In 2023, Jamaica achieved a 17% increase in tourist arrivals from the previous year, recording more than US $4.2 billion in revenue. Notable companies have reported purchase and sales of stocks by their key executives. Omni Industries Limited has advised that a director purchased 846,683 Omni shares on October 23, 2024. Consolidated Bakeries Jamaica Limited, which trades as Purity, has advised that a director purchased 610,364 Purity shares on August 23, 2024. Supreme Ventures Limited has advised that a director purchased 319,424 shares and a related entity sold 319,424 SVL shares on August 28, 2024. Grace Kennedy Limited has advised that during the period of August 20 to August 27, 2024, the company purchased a total of 232,000 GK shares under the Grace Kennedy 2023 share repurchase program. During trading for the period of August 29, 2024, the following companies represent the top 3 most active stocks that investors bought and sold on the Jamaica Stock Exchange. Investment firm Sagicor Select Funds Limited Financial with 5,629,258 units represented 15.78% of the market value in terms of sales. Beverage distributor Jamaica Teas Limited with 4,758,117 units represented 13.34% of the market activity in terms of sales. Pharmaceutical distributor R.A. Williams Distributors Limited with 4,220,353 units represented 11.83% of the market activity in terms of sales. Moving from the money moves of investors, executives, and companies on the stock market, we turn to the Forex market. On August 29, 2024, the Bank of Jamaica reported that US $60.03 million was bought from Forex traders, while US $69.33 million was sold to Forex traders. Buying directly from the Bank of Jamaica, foreign currency traders sold the US dollar for $158.29 and bought US dollars for $156.90. The difference between the buy and sell rate was $1.39, which represents a profit for Forex traders for every US dollar traded. Canadian Forex traders earned a trading profit of $6.19 from transactions with the Bank of Jamaica. The Canadian dollar was sold at $118.67 and bought for $112.48. For traders looking at the British pound, they pocketed a profit of $4.32, selling it for $207.31 and buying it for $202.99. For our credit report tip of the day, we continue to look at rebuilding your credit score after the age of 50. It might seem difficult, but you can take control and improve your financial health. If you have assets and freelance income, you're already in a strong position to rebuild and boost your credit score. So here is 2 strategies to get you started. 1, request a credit limit increase. If you're in good standing with your current credit card issuer, request a credit limit increase to improve your credit utilization ratio. 2nd, make on-time payments your priority. Consistently paying bills on time is the most critical factor in rebuilding credit. Set reminders, automate payments, or use apps to stay on track. And with that, we wrap up today's business report. I'm Denise Williams. Appreciate your company. Stay well informed. Stay ahead of the curve. Until our next update, take care.
In regional news, Barbados and the Caribbean should tell their own stories and include them in school curricula. This call was made at the launch of the book Independence, Colonial Relics and Monuments in the Caribbean at the Barbados Museum and Historical Society. Rachel Agard reports.
Knowledge is power, and the Caribbean, as it is known, is facing a crisis and an uphill battle by not telling its story. This is the view of history lecturer at the University of the West Indies, St. Augustine campus, Dr. Alison Ramsey. She's calling for the subject to be connected to reading to encourage children to learn. Dr. Ramsey, co-editor of the book Independence, Colonial Relics and Monuments in the Caribbean, says if the connection is made with children from very young, they will have a better grounding of who they are as a people.
It is essential that history be taught from the primary school level, not just social studies, but history as well. History and heritage should also be embedded in the secondary school curriculum. This is how we will know how we are going to stand for ourselves across the world. If we don't know who we are, how can we put together a front to say this is who we are to the rest of the world?
Dr. Jerome Tilak Singh, who also lectures at the St. Augustine campus and is co-editor of the book, says while progressive changes are taking place by removing relics, statues, and monuments, officials also need to listen to the citizenry to make informed decisions.
An accurate depiction of each nation's history is needed, but the question we have to ask ourselves, do our citizens have the patience, the vision, and the interest? Sometimes we don't consider the repercussions of removing these colonial relics. Some of the older folks get attached to these colonial relics, you know. Yeah? Some of the older folks, like my parents, they grew up with the Union Jack, you know, so that sometimes there is a sense of loss. Yes, they are happy to see this change, but the older generation grew up with that.
Meanwhile, project coordinator for the Office of Reparations in the Prime Minister's office, Rodney Grant, says such stories are important for nation building.
These stories are important. How we tell the heritage of our people is important to the kind of nation that we want to see, the kind of society we want to see. And therefore, we need more people to write. We need more people to write the story of our people in our own way. And monuments help to do this. Books help to do this in terms of memorializing our own story.
The book was penned by authors from Barbados, Curacao, Jamaica, and Trinidad and Tobago. Rachel Agard, CBC News.
Tech farming is gaining popularity and revolutionizing agriculture globally with innovations like vertical farming systems. Cherilyn Lewis visited a tech farm in Maruga to see this transformation firsthand and filed this report for TTT News Tech Bites.
Revolutionizing the industry, AI, automation, and robotics have found their applications in vertical farming. And with government's thrust in the agriculture sector and digitization, the time couldn't be more appropriate for both to be applied locally.
The importance of vertical farming stems from a need to address the challenges faced by traditional agriculture, such as limited land availability, water scarcity, and the adverse effects of climate change. Thus, vertical farming holds the promise of providing fresh and nutritious produce year-round, regardless of climate or geographical constraints. Managing Director of IFAM TT, David Johnston, explained how it's done.
Taking a small space and being able to maximize the productivity within that space. By growing outside of just one dimension, we're able to either grow vertically like a wall or stacked horizontally to more or less maximize the space that we can use and the output that we can get. How we use technology within vertical farming can vary just based off of what we're trying to achieve, but ideally for us right now, we utilize technology to more or less reduce the amount of labor that we need to put in when it comes to farming. So whether it be automation in terms of our lighting system, our pumps, our temperature, all those sort of measures are all done basically from the ease of your phone and can be monitored that way as well.
Emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, robotics and automation have found their applications in vertical farming, revolutionizing the industry. AI-driven systems analyze vast amounts of data collected from sensors and cameras to optimize crop growth and resource utilization.
If you want to get into very specific about how plants grow and looking at the needs for specific crops, technology can be used to monitor and adjust whether it be nutrients to suit exactly for a type of crop to grow faster. Maybe for even if you wanted crops to have a different flavor, you could adjust that based off of some of the inputs that you put into the system itself. So technology you can use to monitor these systems, as well as in terms of expanding, it allows you to do more with less. Introducing technology is something that we shouldn't be afraid of, it's something that we should welcome, and it is something that in the long run will only assist us to be more productive.
The field of emerging technologies in vertical farming is constantly evolving with several recent trends and developments, and shows much promise within our local sector.
Belize's Ministry of Education, Culture, Science and Technology has launched Access 501, a new online platform showcasing Belize's evolving history, featuring 15 categories from reading materials to music, cultural videos, and environmental topics. This tool is set to revolutionize how Belize's rich heritage is explored, both inside and outside the classroom. News 5's Paul Lopez has this story.
The Ministry of Education, Culture, Science and Technology launches Access 501 online platform today. Carlos Quiros is the coordinator at 501 Academy and the visionary behind the new platform.
A young Froila Salam, around 2010, 2011, wrote a book, The People Who Carved Jade and Their Descendants. So now we can say we are children of the people that carved jade and wrote books. Never underestimate words. In August of 1969, a young Evanex Hyde published a string of words titled The Rockville Declaration. 55 years later, and hundreds of thousands of words later, that is as hard as jade in our social imagination. Formed under intense heat and pressure. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Then there is Leroy, the Grandmaster Young, constantly translating for us the realities of our 501 as he sees it playing out. Access 501 is them, the people I just listed, and many more. It is them, they are us. It is a project to harness energy, 501 energy. It is an attempt to provide access to every Belizean to the raw materials for our imagination.
The online multimedia platform provides a wealth of resources that delves into information about Belize's past and present in 15 categories. These categories range from technology to the environment, music, cultural videos, and more.
In sports, we begin with athletics. Richard Hall qualified for the final of the 110-meter hurdles at the World Athletics Under-20 Championships in Lima, Peru on Thursday, after finishing second in his semi-final race in 13.44 seconds. Hall was second behind American Jacoby Tharp, who ran a World Under-20 leading 13.11 seconds. Jamaica's Shanoya Douglas is set to run in the final of the women's 200 meters on Friday after placing second in her semi-final race in 23.34 seconds on Thursday. Meanwhile, world leader and defending champion Karika Hill has hinted that she has her eyes on the gold in Friday's final for the 100-meter hurdles after easing through the semis on Thursday afternoon. And that's it for the weekend news on PBC Jamaica. Have a pleasant one.